Yo. Yo. What's up? Welcome back. Getting situated. Oh, bears. So I got this transmission bracket. Pretty much the only missing piece in my whole little setup here. I already fabricated this downpipe. Move this. Hopefully it works. So I don't have a welder yet, but I had to tape it. She works real good. So I just had to do this little pie cut here. Right here. And this downpipe's going to work for my setup. But now I have to pull this out. I'm pretty much ready to go. Do a couple bolts. 4. And I'm going to rip this out. I got to remove this dowel pin that is in between the transmission and the motor. It got stuck in there from my wagon setup. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, get this motor in here officially. Take this downpipe to my buddy Jake at JRM Fabrication on his Instagram. Put it in the link. Hell yeah, I'm ready for this. Let's get this going. Yeah, so I haven't filmed a video in a while, but I've been like straight nerding on this thing. So I did the downpipe, that's done. I'm probably just going to do a side exit on this thing because I'm pretty much building it for a rally car / fun type of thing. I've been debating on doing the factory Mark IV ECU, 180 ECU, but I believe I'm going to hone my tuning skills. I'm going to do the Mega Squirt MS2 version 3 ECU that I already have, and my dog is smelling my leg. Oh no. And so I think I'm going to do that. I just got to get a different O2 sensor, and hopefully my Innovate wideband works. It's been kind of like, not working right. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to do a different grill. The one I have is pretty rare, so I don't want to run it. So I can save this one, put it on the wall, etc. I also did the O2J shifter box. I completed that yesterday. I had to make a little template. And let me try to grab this real quick. Here we go. So I did that in there. So I had to make a little template, which is here. And I had to cut these little tabs off the back. In the Mark IV, they bolt up. So I cut those off with my horizontal bandsaw. I actually got that thing dialed in yesterday. So I got those two front bolts in, and that you can see that one's not in as much as that one. So the bracket underneath that I had to cut, which is here, this part of it, let me move that, excuse my mess, but this I have to finish getting rid of. Finish getting rid of this underneath the tunnel, so that my shifter will fit in there way more flush. I actually kind of got carried away and started cutting it. Let me use my pry bar, but it was right here. I cut a line right here because the tunnel is dented in. So this shifter box is wider than obviously the factory Mark II shifter box. So I had to, on this passenger side, I had to hit it with a hammer to widen it, obviously. So I'm gonna weld this and then try to just pound that out as much as I can. I'm gonna fill these holes that I already cut. I actually messed up and cut 2 other holes for these bolts that obviously didn't line up. So that's cool. I pulled out the factory engine harness for the Mark II, so I'm gonna go through that and get that all squared away. I sourced some B4 Passat suspension that I think will probably work with the lift part of the car, so that's gonna be sick. I kind of mocked up my intake, which totally isn't going to work because obviously you can see my front mount, and I kind of mocked up the factory Mark II radiator, so I have to cut out this piece of it, and I'm going to run this. I'm going to try to run the Mark II radiator, but I don't know which motor to run, if I should run this AWP one, or I could run this AEB that I have out of the Audi that I had, which runs, and all I have to do is install this bracket, this tensioner pulley bracket, which I have everything right here, and it has a brand new water pump. I think I have, yeah, the AC. I would actually remove this because I think, yeah, this whole bracket would come off, but I don't think I'm going to do all that because that's for an Audi. So I might just leave that. I'm not really sure. I'll just have to look into the bracket and stuff like that, which is crazy, but I'm trying to keep this somewhat simple and just have a whole bunch of fun. Put some all-terrain tires on it. I might even one day make my own little bumper setup, which would be sick, but we'll see what happens. Let me put this back. There we go. Alright, let me see if that's right. There we go, it's focusing. Hopefully that was in focus. Alright, so let's get this out of here, boys. Ladies and gentlemen. Really? Getting this thing out of here. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Oops. Is Tessa in there?
Where?
In the house?
Probably.
I didn't see her come in, so.
Probably in there.
Nice. I had to take this out so I can put this bracket on there, and I have to take this little pin out right here.
Cool.
Yep.
Is this how you film your videos?
Oh yeah, first time actually. So we'll see how it works out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I gotta download the editor and nerd out on it. You wanna say what's up? Ah! Alright, cool.
Hi.
Try to get this all dialed. You wanna help?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll give you some gloves. They're a little big, but actually bought them too big for myself as well. So we'll put this on the ground. It's getting windy out there.
Very big.
What, this motor?
The
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
gloves.
Show the camera. Look how big her gloves are. Ah. I was gonna get down to help me, but I think he's nervy. tension. So. Trying to get this out of here. So it's out of our way. Try to leave that on there.
I think Charles calling me.
Oh, Charlotte.
Charlotte! I'm sorry, I have to quit.
It's okay. You're fine.
Well, goodbye.
Alright, so here we go. How's Ellie? So I gotta undo these two bolts. I am trying to get, let's see if I can see it. You can kind of see it in there. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, so this dowel pin right in there. There's two of them sandwiched in there. So I'm gonna try to take one out. I think I'm gonna do the tranny side. But yeah, and then I'm thinking about putting the oil feed line on there, and yeah, getting that all squared away. So we'll see what happens with all that. Let's do this. Coco's home. No way. switch it up. But yep, I had to double check on this location. I accidentally took these bolts out, thinking it would bolt up there, but no sir, it bolts up the stuff that's already been opened. So I threw those back in real quick. I got my 2 bolts up here in, and bolted up this. I don't think I have a starter for this yet, so I'm going to go ahead and move that out. I'll move it right now. I got the dowel pin out, which went right here. Focus. Oh, it doesn't want to focus. So that's great. There we go. Yep, so I got that out. I got this rear bracket already on there. I'm going to go ahead and pull this turbo off real quick and put the oil feed and maybe the coolant return and feed on there. I think I got another one. Man, this thing sucks. There we go. Man, this thing's gonna be sweet. Yep, so this is what it looks like right now. I got the front mount on there, those on there. I got the cables in there. Oh yeah. This thing's coming along. I'm pulling this off, pulling the fender off. This thing's gonna sound so nasty. Ready. Let's put this on here again.
1, 2, 3, come on!
Man, this turbo is still dialed. There's like no shaft play in there. Barely any. Nice. Go ahead and get this all in here.
1, 2, 3, come on!
got a, I guess a new one, looks used. So at this moment, I don't realize yet, but these motor mounts aren't going to line up that well. And eventually I'll figure it out. So at this point, I try to put the hook on the front part of the engine hoist bracket on the motor, and I'm trying to lift it up and line the back up the passenger side motor mount with the front, and I realize it's not lining up, so I'm going to start sinking in the passenger side motor mount bolts a little bit, just so I don't have to worry about that side not lining up when I spend about all this time trying to line up the driver's side rear motor mount and this front motor mount. And so it begins. I'm trying to get the right sockets. But I'm trying to loosen the front motor mount a little, and so I don't have to fully take it off, to try to line the bolt up to bolt it together. And I'm looking in the back, doing the same, and realize it's not lining up on both of them. So I focus on the back to try and get it lined up eventually, and then I do the front separate from the back one, and I bust a couple knuckles. I believe I try to use the jack handle as well, and it slips and I smack my knuckles. At this point here, I walk away, take a hot lap because I'm frustrated with the whole thing. I think everybody's been through this moment, and I'm cursing in the corner over there to myself. Like, what the hell is going on? Why can't I get this? Eventually I do get it, and then I am just so happy and tired because I worked all day, and then came home and tried to get this done because I got the transmission bracket finally to bolt her all in, so I'm just excited about everything. It was just a struggle, a couple busted knuckles, but you know, all in good fun to me. Ooh-wee. That was a battle. So let me show you. Alright, so I got this in here. I had to pretty much fandango this one in there. Had to loosen it all up, pretty much take it out. You saw that. Put them in somewhat tight, get it in there. The back one I have got in there. Yep. And this thing is not going anywhere. So that's it for tonight. I'm gonna go upstairs, hang out with the family. Whew. Tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, I got lots of work to do. Probably cut this out. Let me get that. Cut this out. Probably cut this out too. Figure out the size of boost piping. Well, I'm going to do 2.5, so silicone size. I need that, and then I'm going to take this intake off. There's just a mock-up thing. And then I'll also find my hardware and stuff for that, which I think is right over here. But yeah, obviously I need some cams and stuff, and I'm going to try to utilize the overflow, Mark II overflow, if I can. Yeah, and I want to use this brace up here, but you know, if I can't, it is what it is. Yeah, man, that was a battle. I got all the turbo stuff hooked up, which is awesome. So when I take it off again, when I take the motor out to do the bay, clean the bay up and respray it, I don't have to worry about that. I do have to order up the there we go. Man, it doesn't like to focus. Sorry if it's out of focus, but I have to get the aluminum water net coming out the side of the head. I'm gonna try to delete all this factory stuff, so we'll see what happens. I might just loop that or whatnot. We'll see when I get there. But thanks for watching, and subscribe, thumbs up, talk some crap in the comments. You know, it is what it is. It was a battle, and I got it in there.